Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing pack 8 of the Agora models release to build the Ferrari 250 GTO. So if you remember in the last stage, we were working on the suspension. I believe that's how we're going to be starting this pack today. I have also got pack 9 here, which I'm hoping to do next week, where we get the bodywork. It looks really good. I do have some other bits here as well to show you. But what I'm going to do is while I'm building it, I'm going to be showing you these through the build. Some of them are going to impress you a little bit, but I'm being very cryptic about that. You'll see what I mean when we come to doing that. Now, if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and there's also that QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So if you remember, this is what we actually created, but we're going to be doing the other side now. So here is stage 57. And once again, we're going to be putting these stub axles into position onto these parts here. And once again, when they go on, they go off in sort of like that direction. Probably see that on the top camera there. So I'm screwing these in with these flanged J screws. Now, if you remember in the last pack, I just let you know that all of this stuff on the suspension is metal, so that's why I'm putting this in some oil. I'm also just remembering that it's better to use a PH1 screwdriver for this to get the torque that you need there without hurting yourself. And I tell you, I live by these PH1 screwdrivers, especially when it comes to putting things into metal, because you can get a lot more torque on it. Now, I've updated my Amazon store, so check out my link tree down there, and I've got the Amazon store for the US and the UK in there. You'll be able to get these for yourself. Now, the other side's slightly different because we've got this side to put on here, but we're not using the flange screw because we are going to be putting this suspension in. Now, the suspension is going in with the long tab first, so it's going to go in that way with the indented side facing out, because we are using a different screw. We're using a CM screw, and the head of this screw is going to go into that indent. So let me just line that up and get that into position just there. Perfect. And with that in place, just like that, that's all there is to do in that stage. So we're going to be building onto that in stage 58, and that means taking what we just created and this new part here, which is going to be going onto this section just like that there. Now it's going to be held in from each side with a type B screw. So one in that side, and then this one in this side here. Now the fun bit, I'm going to be putting the spring over that section there, putting the cap on the end of the spring with the hole facing up, as you can see there, and then having it this way round, we're going to be putting these little clamps over the top of them. Now the short end goes between this pillar here with the tab facing down like that. So the way I think is best to do it is to actually just put this piece here in first. Now that's held in with a J screw, which I've got here. That's a flange screw. So get that one in first. I'm aware this is different to what the instructions say, but I just find this easier. What I do then is I get a B screw, load that up. I learnt this the first time round, you see, and I'm going to be putting that in this side just here. You notice the springs come out, but only a quarter turn just to keep that into place, because what that does is it enables me to put this into place like this and make sure that the part there goes in the hole. Then I can just tighten it up. See? Make short work of it. Excellent. And then we just do exactly the same on the other side. So, got the bracket here. Much easier on the other side. A J screw, which is the flange screw, is going this side here. And then a B screw just into this side. And then the last thing to do is we've got this bracket here, which is just going to be going over the top of this section here. It's held in with one of these C screws here. So now this mirrors what we've got there. That's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 59, look at all these linkages here, because we're going to start the steering system. So first thing I want is the center link, and I'm going to be putting that way around. It's probably best on the top camera now. Then I've got this linkage here, which is going to go over the top on that side. And on this one, this piece here, again, having it that way round, this linkage is going to go on top just like that. Now they're held in with the flanged J screws that we did see in the last stage as well. So one each side. And now the fun section, I'm just going to bring over the chassis of the vehicle. So that looks just like this here, and it's this area that I'm interested in. So this is going to be going under the chassis here, so that these points, 1, and this one over here, 2, are coming underneath the frame here. So we can put a screw just down the top here. Now this is going to be a J screw again, so one there. Now this steerage linkage is metal, so that's why I'm dropping them in oil. There you go. That one is on this side. Now I need the front right suspension. If you're unsure which is which, as you can see there is a stamp on this which says R. So turn this over just like that, and I'm going to be putting this part just over this section just there, just like that. It's held in with a type B screw from the top and the bottom. So one in there. Perfect. Turn it over and put one just in the bottom here. Perfect. Put that to one side. And now I'm going to be taking the steering box now. And I want to attach the steering box to the mount here. So quite simply, we're just putting the light parts together like that. And that's held in with a B screw. I want the front left suspension like this. And you'll see that we've got some locating lugs just at the bottom there. They're going to go into the holes just on this side. So put that in like that. Once again, that's held in with a type B screw. All I've got to do then is just fit the steering box insert into the steering box. There is a flat side, so you want the flat side to be facing down. That's going to go in there just like this. It does snap in like that. And we do have these left over, so we're probably going to be using those in the next stage. So over here, tiny bag, this one. This is stage 60. We're going to continue that steering. These are the parts for that. Let me just put that to one side. Bring over the car again, and this time we're going to be attaching the left suspension, exactly like we did for the right one there. So quite simply, this is just going to be going over the top like this, held in with B screws from the top and the bottom. So that's that one in. Just turn it over and put one in here as well. Okay, remember these that we had in the last stage? I want to be putting these in with this collar here towards the suspension. So this is going to go in this way, one side here, put that over the top. So it's looking just like that. But these are going to be held in with a J screw into this side here. And a J screw just into this side over here. So you can see how that turns like that. Hopefully on one of the cameras there. Perfect. Can do the same on the other side. So J screw again on both sides. Now they're joined, as you can see, this moves just like that. Now I do recommend getting some oil between all the parts in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screws out and put oil underneath, because all of these moving parts need to be quite loose rather than quite tight. As you can see, they are quite tight at the moment. But actually just doing that little bit of oil has made them a lot looser here. Perfect. The last thing to do is take the steering shaft here, and I'm going to make sure that this point here drops through the hole there. And then this sits into this bracket just at the top there. I'm going to be putting this over the top to stop that going anywhere and holding it in with a B screw. Excellent. And with that in place, that's the steering done. That's all there is to do in that stage. And now for something completely different. We're going to be working on the exhaust manifolds. So this is stage 61. Now I'm just going to lay these out how they've got them in the instructions there. That's laid out just like that. Otherwise I'm going to get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, put them to one side. You're going to love this. Let's go get the engine. Look at that. We haven't seen this for a while, have we? Okay, we're going to be putting this into the chassis. So bringing that over here, I'm going to be putting the 4 holes that we can see at the bottom there, 1, 2, 3, 4, over these holes just here. So it's going to go in this way, line everything up and drop that in, just like that. Perfect. Now we need the C screws that come in this pack to assemble that from the underside. So let's get these in. Once I've got one in, which I have, it's going to hold itself, but I'll put all 4 of these into position. Perfect. Engine's in the car. So I want the right exhaust manifold first. This one here that looks like that. It's going to go underneath this triangle here, but the actual manifold part is going to fit into the 3 holes in the engine that you can probably see just here. So let's get them in. It's looking good. I'm just going to push that into place there. There you go. That's in. Now the next one looks like that. It's going to go underneath just like this one did. So through the triangle there, so it's coming out that left side. Plug these into the holes that we've got left on this side. And do you want to glue these? I guess that's up to you. Just looking at them, they are in quite sturdy in there, so I'm going to leave them. If I need to glue them, I'll glue them afterwards. But once we've done that, turn it over, do exactly the same on the other side. So through the triangle and put them into the holes where they go. Looking at how that one's fallen out, you know I am going to glue these into place. And there you go. That is the exhaust in place, looking just like that. Now you will notice that in the chassis here, we've got some holes. So we want to insert the ends of these exhausts into these holes. And that's going to ensure these don't go anywhere. So that's that side in. Do the same on the other side. Perfect. And they're both in to those positions just there. The only other thing to pretty much advise you about is just on this side, make sure that you do have access, as you can see here, to the steering shaft. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 62, actually I think I'm going to do stage 62 and 63 together because we've got the inner wings here. So let me get 62 out first. Now you will see I've got a little bracket. I need that. Once again, bring over the car. This is the bracket, and it's going to go on top of the suspension just here. Now with the side that's got the collar on, we want to be away from us, so the screw's going in from this side. Quite a long screw, this one. This is a G screw. Now this is what the inner wing looks like. If you have a look at the bottom here, we've got these 2 points here. That's going to help us to align this. So the front one is going to go onto this section just there. Put that back in, so we want the suspension to be this way round. So that one's going to go in there. The other 2 are going onto the chassis frame just here and here. Excellent. So I want some type B screws. I'm going to secure the top one in first, over here. And then the one at the very back, over here. And then grab one B screw, because I'm going to be turning this assembly over. I don't really want to put the engine down. but I've got one screw here going into the hole just there. Excellent. So that is now held into place. Looking good. Now this shock absorber here, probably best on the top camera, this shock absorber now is going to be going onto the wing. Just like that, and it's held in with a B screw. So you might have to compress the spring by pushing the suspension up, but that will go in no problems at all like that. Now that is fitted into place perfectly. So that's stage 62 complete. We're going to be mirroring that in stage 63. So let me just open that up. And then once again, it's just a case of taking this bracket here, putting that over the top of the suspension strut, and then putting a G screw through this side. Hard to screw this in with my left hand. Perfect. Then I'm going to be taking the inner wing here, and again lining up those 2 points there and there to open some more B screws. And once again I'm putting one in the front, one in the rear, and then loading up my screwdriver with a B screw, turning this over and putting one just into the frame here to piece these two parts here together. And then load a B screw up again, because this time I'm going to be putting the suspension into place just there along the side of the wing. Again, push it up, and then that will enable you to get that screw in. Perfect. And that is all there is to do in that stage. It's coming along. Now in the final stage of this pack, we're going to start to put together the first parts of the radiator. I said that funny then, like Boris Gump, radiator. We do have a component, we've got the speaker here. So let me get all of these parts out. I do like how the speaker is going to be built into the radiator here. I think that's quite clever. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is putting this way round, and I'm going to be putting the speaker into position. So let me just take the elastic off of this. It's going to be sitting into the point just here, like that. And I've got a bracket to put over it to stop it going anywhere. So that's just going to go over the top like this, and that's held in with B screws. I'm just going to put that to one side, and I've got this part of the radiator here looking like that. Now I need to bring over the chassis of the car again, and I want this way round, and you see these tabs just here. I'm going to be putting this behind them so that I'm able to screw this in just like this from this side. Once again, they're held in with B screws, so one in there and one there. Now I think the engine's going to be protected if I turn this over now, because that's something I need to do, because we've got two BP screws to put at the bottom here. So one in there, perfect, and just one in the other side. So the back of that radiator is firmly in position now. So I'm going to take this cable. This is going to go down this side of the radiator, probably best on the top camera there, so that the actual cable is going inside the engine compartment. And you see I've got these lips on each side. I do want the cable to be coming out of the side of that there, so it's not going to get pinched. I think it might be beneficial just to put a bit of insulating tape on there to keep that into position. Just a tiny bit here, because I'm now going to clip this together. So just line up both sides. When I'm happy, push it together. Just like that. Check the bottoms are in as well, which they are. That's the radiator in place. There you go, you heard it click then. And I do have the wire for the radiator just coming out the side there. Looking good. Put that to one side. I'm just bringing over the top of the radiator now, where I've just got to put the cap into place. So that's just going into the hole just at the top like that. It does follow the contour of that as well. We don't get to fit it. I really thought we're going to put that on top, but we don't. So this is looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, so I don't lose this, I'm guessing this is going to go in this direction here. I will put it on gently, not push down at the moment, just so that can fit onto position. Now that's the end of that stage. That's also the end of that pack. But let me show you something. If I just put that to one side, and I want to bring over what we created in the last pack. That looks good. Now, the good thing is, if I need to work on this, and I need to turn it upside down, I don't want to mark this paintwork. So, you know, I used to have my part work upgrade mat. Well, I asked Mrs. Welder-Wayne, can she just improve it a little bit? Because I'm always getting my one dirty, and I really do like that fluffy material that I had on my hoodie that you saw on my live stream. So she made me this. Look at this. Look, it's got dust on it already. So I have got a soft mat now, which I can put these on and not have to worry, look at that, about scratching anything. That's absolutely brilliant. Let me just put these catches on so that doesn't open. But you get the idea. Look at that. So I'm not going to get oil stains or anything on this now because it's so dark. But she's improved that. All I've got is a part work upgrade mat underneath this. We just put a new cover on it. So let me put that to one side. And as I said, that's the end of that pack. And as I said, I do have the next pack here, so I'll probably try and do that next week. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and edit the video. And there's going to be something that's coming after this because I'm waiting for something to come in the post. So I'm going to leave it there, click my fingers, and we'll cut to the postscript, if you like. And if you have a look at the continuity clock, I don't know how long that was, but from finishing and editing to getting my parcel wasn't that long, actually. It's now like 10:15 in the morning. I've had a delivery and I've been waiting for this. If you remember at the Christmas quiz, as a matter of fact, in the whole of December and the end of November, we run a vote to find out what the best model of 2024 was, and it was so close, only one vote in it. Agora model won that with the Apache AH64. And what I have in here is the trophy. Now I'm going to be delivering this to the folks over at Agora Models in the next few weeks. I will get in touch to find out when's the best time, but I want to show you what it looks like. This will be the first time I've seen this as well. I've just opened that, so opening it here, it looks lovely. It looks really lovely. This is their model. This is their award. This is their trophy. I had to change the design because I wanted colour on the writing there and the logo. But best model 2024 Apache AH64. Folks over at Agora Models doing your build today for the Ferrari 250 GTO. But this is for you, and looking pretty cool. So I will get this down to you. But really happy with that. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. Comes in a silk box as well. So I look forward to seeing you down in your offices shortly. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.